Welcome to another day here at Project Nigel. Another day, another adventure. Just like every day, to be honest. Now I know you've seen all this before, but I am simply driven to distraction by the amount of clutter I have knocking about. I simply have to sort it out once and for all. And it's not just down here, it's out here too. Look, that simply isn't good enough. It's not. So I am starting off today with a definite goal in mind. One is to put Project Barry up for sale. And two is to clear up this so I've actually got some decent working space and can get finally organised again. Wish me luck. A couple of hours later, I have this Rover 75 driver side front wishbone. No, you're not watching a different video. That's just one of the things I've taken off of that subframe from outside. There we go. One front subframe, ready to be wheeled away somewhere else. Somewhere less untidy. Another one of these glass frisbees from out the bucket there. Let's see what happens if you whiz it into the skip. Oh, almost missed it. There we go, much better, much less embarrassing as well. Now if you're still watching a middle-aged man tidy up the yard, I do apologise. And I'm afraid there's quite a while before anything exciting happens, but it will. Oh yes. I hope so anyway. Right, now time for a game. Can you tell me what car I'm about to start and drive just over there, just by the sound of it? Oh shit. Didn't think it was going to start then. Obvious really, wasn't it? Of course you guessed. And it doesn't stop there, the excitement continues. I've now got to move another car. Yes, that one, which I need to get up for sale. I need to clean it first though. Now then, it's challenge time. We all know that Project Terry here is considerably dead. It had its brain removed last week and it's not been replaced by another one. So, the car is not, under any circumstances, going to start. Well, I mean, it's not quite under any circumstances. I could actually fit a new ECU and a box to it, but I'm not obviously going to do that, am I? So I need to take this car out of the lockup here and stick it down at the other end of the yard. Now I could do that very easily. All I've got to do is bring Project Transit Face up here and winch it up and drag it out. But what I don't particularly want to do is block up the yard. And blocking up the yard is exactly what would happen if I had my truck right the way across there. For 10 minutes or so, nothing will be able to come in or out. So I'm going to use my incredible manpower to push the car up this slope and over there, and then turn the steering and send it down there. There's always room for a disaster in this kind of idea. Once I release the handbrake, the only thing stopping me from getting run over is my own strength. And bear in mind, the car still has its engine. Everything's still there. In fact, it's got extra weight because of all the water in the footwell. But it does have a wing missing, which is a good couple of kilos, and the ECU. Look at that, I made that look easy. I'm actually pleased with myself. It doesn't look like it, but it is a genuine slope. And I could very easily have got run over then, but I didn't. All that time saved by not bringing my truck up here has meant I've been able to make a video telling you that I've not needed to bring my truck up instead. Brilliant. I probably make everything look a little bit over complicated here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down to the other end of the yard there and remove one car so I can bung in Tragic Terry down at the other end, where he will no longer be in the way and not on too much of a slope like down with the ZS's at the moment that I can't push it back up. So if I just put that just over here, having moved this big fella, that will make sense. If I was you, I would be thinking all I ever do is shunt cars from one end of the yard to the other, and that's what I call work. That's what I'd think. Excellent job. And I'm not cold any longer either. As usual, slight change of plan. I'm going to just tidy all this lot up as best as I can for today, and then bring in Project Barry. Ready to have a couple of minor jobs for tomorrow, and can go up for sale then. I've just got too much to sort out in here. Now, I'm not a hoarder or anything like that, but I can find use for a lot of things, and I just don't really get time to put things away. That's the trouble. Here's a good example here. This toweling robe, a dressing gown. My mother-in-law bought me that a few years back, and I don't use it because parading around the house in my underpants is much more my style. But it will be very useful for drying towels. More car stuff, you see. Better than going to Asda or Tesco or one of those other shops that sell a little bit of that kind of stuff and buying it. And I got the thing there for free. Next to that, bright orange cycling jacket, as bright as the sun at night time. And one day I will go back on my bike. Well, that's near the end of the day for me, and all's left is to bring the Project Barry inside. A whole day without any actual proper car stuff, except for moving a few bits around. And the workbench looks exactly the same as it did do before, but not any worse at least. But it's not without some progress. Ready for the Guy Garvey moment. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Ooh, I've got space. Ooh, I can walk around my lockup all the way around here like this in a figure of 8 without bumping into anything. Ugh. Yes, it looks like a joke, but actually it's not. I genuinely have some organisational space. Well, I mean, some of it is. That looks like a great big pile of stuff, and it is. So at least it's all in one place, and the rest of it somewhere else. My concern though is the floors sinking further. These big gaps here I filled in last year with some concrete. It's sloping further and further down there. Further and further it goes. I do think that before long the edge of this lockup's going to fall off. You know, just fall off down the other side where Project Dom used to be. Now, I remember last week when I did the clutch on Project Barry, I was struggling for space. Well, why didn't I do this then? Look at all that space there. Plenty of space down there and in front of it, and at this side loads in front as well because I've cleared it up around the back. You know what, I don't know what it is, but just really worn out by today. Maybe it's because of just being damp all day, damp and cold, and the only way to get warmed up was hammering a subframe and pushing the car from one end of the yard to the other. It worked, but it didn't stop me from being damp and miserable. I'm a miserable man! I am really looking forward to getting in tomorrow though and actually doing some car work and having some space to do it as well. That'd be fabulous. What a luxury that will be.